What if I told you that I speak to those who have transitioned? Yes, you heard me. That's what I do. I speak to those who have transitioned over to the other side. And recently, I have spoken with Malcolm Jamal Warner. He transitioned Sunday of this week, and I have been in communication with him since Monday. I know a video that I did before or earlier that you might see. I said Tuesday. Listen, it's a lot be going on over here in my life. So the days was kind of mixed up. So I don't want nobody to say, oh, she said she heard him on Tuesday. We connected on Monday, and I'm laughing because when anyone comes to me, the first thing they always ask me, oh, you can hear me? And I'm like, yes, I can hear you. And they always ask me, well, why can't nobody else hear me? And I said, well, because you're in the spiritual realm, and most people, and I'm saying at least 95% of the people, once someone transition, they cannot communicate or cannot hear them. They can probably feel them, and there is a small percentage, like myself and others, that can. So I had to explain to him that it's because you're in the spiritual realm. And he said, well, why can you hear me? And I said, but because it's part of my medicine. I'm a medicine woman. And that's what I do. I connect with those who have transitioned. Now, when he came over, the first thing I can say about him, the word peace and peacefulness, all that came with him, which was new for me because usually when people transition, they're angry, upset, confused. But he was really at peace. And he told me that the reason that he was because he accomplished everything that he came in this lifetime to do, even though people said that he was just, getting started or he was just on his way. He wanted people to know that he finished everything that he had to do, and his assignment was up. Um, he, I never met him in real life, and of course, who didn't have a crush on Theo growing up? I like older Theo. The little squeaky boy Theo, I wasn't with that. I mean, he was cute, but I like Theo when he went off to college. That's the Theo that I fell in love with. I enjoyed watching the Cosby Show. It's one of my favorite shows. So when he transitioned, it kind of touched me, and like, never expecting for him to show up. And we really had um, some great dialogue. And what is so inspirational and inspiring about Malcolm, even in his transitional state, he assisted me. Um, when you transition, you're able to see a full spectrum of things. So he saw that I had this channel, Ancestors Talk. I have a channel called Marberry Vibration, and I have another channel. And he was looking like, "What's going on with these channels? These some cool ideas." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know really what to do with them. I don't know how to be my authentic self or bring these about." So he literally sat with me, and we was in conversation, just like I'm having conversation with you. And he talked about my ideals, and he helped me um, expound on the things that I have and had and was doing, and all that process. And I laugh because I'm like, what you did for me is what my ancestors have been trying to get me to do for a long time, and other people in my life. Um, I was so grateful for his spirit, and I even started crying right here on this sofa back here behind me. I started crying, and I was just thankful for his spirit. Even in his transitional state, he is still uh, willing to help. Now, usually when they come to me, it's for a reason. Some of them, like I say, are confused, but he wasn't confused. He just wanted to communicate with his wife and let her know that he's okay. And he kept going to her. So what I told him, the best way to connect with your relative is when they're in their sleep state, because the ego, the logical mind, has shut down, and the the we call the creative, or the right side of the brain, has opened up with possibilities, and you're more easily to communicate with them. So I told him that Monday, and when he came back on Tuesday, well, we had a conversation about what happened, and he wasn't satisfied. He did what I said, but he was like, I want her to know that I'm okay. I want to console her. Even in him transitioning, he still wanted to be there. So I had to end up doing a ritual on his behalf. I called in his ancestors and I call in her ancestors. That also is part of my medicine. I'm able to speak to other people, ancestors, and petition them to help their children. So I did a ritual on his behalf to allow her to open up to the ideals and the possibility that he is still there and he's striving to console her. So those are the things that I do for those who transition. I have did several things for other people. I have helped one guy when he transitioned. He was a rapper. He came to me, and he didn't like the men that was around his children, and I don't know if they was married or not, and he wanted me to do a ritual to protect them. So I do stuff like that. Yes, there's work after death, or what we call death, because there's no such thing as death. We have been told that it is really just the spirit releasing from this prison we call a body, and being its full expression of itself. That's really what's happening. We come here to have experience. However, we have agreed to come and have the experience, and the people around us has agreed to have this experience with us. So when they come over, it's a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun. um, he was on me about me speaking about what I'm speaking now. He encouraged me. He's like, tell them what you do. And I'm like, what? They're like, okay. I was excited and scared and afraid all at the same time. And that Monday, he was like, okay, did you record it? I'm like, yes, I recorded it. He was on me. He was just really on me. And then Tuesday, he was like, okay, what's going on with it? And I actually had a meltdown. Today is Thursday. I had all the footage to introduce myself to the world as who I am and what I do. And he actually saw me have a meltdown. And my meltdowns usually go to food. Thank goodness that I am on a food restriction right now. And I went into a meltdown, and he was like, oh. But what good came out of it, I ended up cleaning up a room that I have been avoiding for the last 2 months. So something did come out of it, but I was definitely aware of the meltdown because my fear of expressing this to you and everyone in the world. Um, I could truly say Malcolm Jamal Warner has a beautiful spirit. He gave me permission to use his image, and he chose the picture, the one that you see on the thumbnail. He chose that picture. That's the one that he wanted me to put on the thumbnail. Um, it was just it was just so wonderful to have him in my space, because usually I'm battling them. Usually they're really upset and they don't know, and he was not. He's really okay. So I just want to share my story with you about how I communicate with those who transition. And if you don't know me, my name is Ifa Beni Soke, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.